Hi, it's Paul here from Paul's Fishing Systems, and we're up by the bombing range on Muriwai Beach testing the new AEE Condor drone. We've made a lot of changes to the software of the drone. The biggest of those is that you can now cast up to 1,000 meters offshore with an AEE Condor drone. The Condor fishing drone's less than half the price of its nearest competitor, and it's just as effective. And now that you can cast 1,000 meters offshore, there's nothing that you can't do with the Condor that you can do with any other drone. One of the biggest pluses about the AEE Condor drone is the ease of assembly. They take less than a minute to assemble and put the props on and everything. They connect really quickly. The safety features include a takeoff block unless you have sufficient satellites to fly and have the GPS location working correctly. It's a wonderful drone and it's very safe. All fishing drones need to be calibrated before you fish. That's so the GPS knows where to come home to. With the AEE Condor, when you compare it with a splash drone or some of the other fishing drones, calibration is extremely simple. We've got many retired customers. Even if you're a technophobe, anyone can calibrate a Condor drone. You simply turn the drone on by pressing the battery button, one short, one long, and hold, and the drone will go beep beep. There's a switch at the front for turning the remote on, just a simple on off switch. Switch that on. Then you just wait for the drone to connect to satellites and also to the remote. At the moment the system's just warming up. It takes about a minute, and once it shows numbers on the screen, at that point you're then ready to calibrate. To calibrate the compass, simply pull the left hand lever vertically straight down, press the home button 10 to 14 times until it says calibrate compass. On the back top of the drone there's a half moon shape. Calibrate compass is flashing yellow lights. Hold it horizontally, one rotation turns to flashing green lights. Turn it vertically down with the smiley face half moon to the top, another rotation, goes solid green. The compass is now calibrated, the drone is ready for fishing. Normally I calibrate the drone once a day, unless I'm moving further up or further down the beach, in which case I'll calibrate it at the new spot. And also I'll calibrate it if I think that the drone's done anything funny or is flying funny. Pretty rare occasion, but sometimes I've calibrated twice. Today we stopped and picked up some mullet. It's not in very good condition. Very dry skin, as you can see there. The flesh is a bit soft. So we've decided our first set, we'll just do a short set, see if we can pick up a couple of carwai, and that'll be a much better bait. So first set short, probably 200 or 300 meters. 5 minutes should be enough to catch a carwai or two at this spot. I usually cut a mixture of bait sizes. I like small cubes for gurnard and long strips for pretty much everything else. I only ever hook the baits through once at one time, and that seems to minimize any twisting. I always hook at one end so that the bait streams better. If you hook them in the middle, the baits will helicopter and you'll get twisted traces as you wind it in. We're using target snapper hooks, as we always do. This prevents you gut hooking any undersized fish, so if we do catch anything undersized we can always let it go and it will survive. Also, you seem to catch more big fish on these hooks. It's a little wire appendage that sticks back through the eye of the hook, mimics a bone in a fish. Little fish just can't get the bait in a good position to swallow it, so they don't. They always get hooked in the lip. So we'd already laid our gear out on the beach. We clipped the traces on, connected the weight to the Newton release clip, and we were off. We've got about a 15 knot onshore wind. It's blowing on at about 45 degrees, and that's a bit problematic because it puts quite a belly in the line. You just need to keep a little bit of tension on the reel as it's going out. I just put my finger on the lip of the spool. We've cast the line. We've probably got it out about 300 meters. I'm just winding up the tension, and the drone's on its way back. So we'll give this a short set and try and catch some kahawai so we've got some decent bait. So I've wound the tension, I've got the line straight against the current, and we had quite a belly in there because of the crosswind when it dropped. We gave it about 3 or 4 minutes and then decided to wind it in. Fortunately for me, I've got Junghai with me again today, so I'll sentence him to wind this in, and hopefully we've got something. And just as we thought, again we've got ample kahawai in close in this area. It's a phenomenal place to catch kahawai. You get them, if you don't put the gear out beyond 500 meters, it can be pretty well all you get. So we've got good fresh bait, and we should be into the snapper soon. So we've changed all the bait. We've got perfect, absolutely fresh kahawai on for bait, and we're going to be trying to get out 600 or 700 meters. It depends on the crosswind, so we'll just have to wait and see. Because I'm filming, I can't get my hand on the reel as I normally would, and you'll notice that the line bows a bit more. Had I had my hands free, I would have just had a finger on the lip of the reel to just put a little bit of pressure on to stop the line bowing too far. Despite the fact that I didn't put any drag on the line with my finger, we still managed to get the gear out 700 meters, and it looks like that was plenty far enough. That wasn't too bad. 2 nice ones, a couple of kilos each. Muriwai Beach, middle of winter.
Muriwai Beach, good fishing, 700 meters casting.
It's really important when you're drone fishing to keep a little bit of tension on the line. That's why you'll see me often go there and just tighten up the reel a bit. The straighter the line, the more tension that's on it, as long as you're not tripping the sinkers, the more chance you get of seeing the bites. So third cast, out for about 2 or 3 minutes, and we're getting bites already. It seems like some good bites, so hopefully the snapper is still there. We normally put rubber bands around the 2-3 ounce weights that we use. They're the pull-out sinkers, and that's so that they dig in and don't break out too quickly. We may have put a bit too much on this time, so he's just pulling it over his shoulder to help with trying to trip the sinkers out so that they can just be wound in easily.
Last set of the day, 500 meters offshore, 2, another 2.
Paul runs regular drone fishing demonstrations around Auckland, Northland and occasionally further south. If you want to be invited to a demo, go to www.fishingtacklesale.co.nz, top right hand side of any page, and you'll see that there's a subscribe to our newsletter. Put your email in there. Subscribers will get email notifications of the beach and the time of all demos that we have, and hopefully we'll see you there.